Howdy, my friends. Stupid video today, actually. A few people have led me to make this really stupid video. If you are any of my friends at all that actually come on here and understand these things, you can turn this off now. This is just for people who are really missing the point. Okay, number one, people are asking, like, okay, what's the best guitar in the world? Of course, the old 59 Les Paul. Is that the best guitar in the world? No, not even by a long shot. It's just the one people are going to pay for because they know they can get their money back from somebody else who is as dumb as you who bought it. But that makes them smart because it's resale value. It's not because it's a great guitar by any stretch of the imagination. Everything about Les Pauls are faulty. That stupid, hideous bridge, the headstock design, and just so many other things. Just the way it's built is horrible, and all the new guitars that are out are built so much better, and you can find a much better guitar for $500 any day of the week. So, and other people, I'm just going to throw things out there that people keep throwing at me. So that one, just find your favorite guitar and go on. What makes a guitar better? The fact that you'll play it more than all the other ones you own or that anybody else does, or whichever one inspires you to play, and you actually get better because you're inspired. That's the best guitar in the world until the next best guitar in the world comes along. After owning over 3,000 guitars, blah blah blah, what I have learned has led me to straight necks like this so they don't break off. Anything about tone or sustain because they go back like a Gibson? No, not true. You can never see these anyway unless you're just sitting down, so get rid of the dots for plain cool good look. I just happen to like single coils. Bridge here. If best things ever made, they're already preset for you. Okay, so you don't have to adjust your saddles except for the one time. Both sides do it, and PRS does it, and it works perfect. I'm not endorsing PRS because the guy is a cockwaffle. Thanks, Duncan, for that term. I love it. Cockwaffle. But yeah, I have no volumes and no tone controls. If you like those things, get them on yours. This is just my favorite design, so that's what works for me. If you like all that other stuff, fine, but there are better things maybe for you. Okay? If you like broken headstocks, get what you want. But the best thing I personally come up with is if you can take the neck off, or if you can adjust the neck or whatever, it's just a better thing. If it's a Les Paul or any Gibson or any through neck that you cannot work on, it just don't make sense to my personal head. And everybody says, Scott, you're so damn condescending in every video. I'm honestly trying not to be. I'm trying to be like a father figure to the little kids more than anything, to try to save them some grief because I know what's coming down the road for them. You know, it's just like you splooging in your pants 300 times before you actually get to touch a coochie. You know, so trying to teach you to, the old thing about wank off 300 times before you go to the date, and maybe you'll get over those premature ejaculations. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. So yeah, that's what I try to get across, is things that I'm hoping help you before you just make a huge mistake and dump all your money into something you're really not going to like, but you'll ultimately make your own decisions. And this goes, like, people, again, another thing that people keep saying, slide guitars, because I love to play slide. Well, you got to raise your action. No, don't do that. Everybody always thinks that, oh, I'll just make it a slide guitar and raise the action. If you are performing and that's the only instrument you play is slide guitar, and you never form a chord, ever, and you never actually play without the slide, you never play a single note without the slide, fine, that's cool. But if you're going to put a slide bar on, put a light one on, I'll tell you what I have found to be the best, and bang, good old Ernie ball covered thing that doesn't weigh much at all, and you can have your strings down as low as you want them, play all day, zero problems. The thing is, with raising your strings, it makes all your notes go sharp when you go to play it. like a regular guitar. So why would you want higher action on your guitar only because you're going to play slides sometimes? Makes no sense in the world. So put that one out there. Here's the last little thing that really bugs me. And again, I'm making the video to be short. And yes, go to a doctor. That's all I do is go to flipping doctors. I'll do a couple, of course. People that ask, this was a great one. Well, so-and-so does it. And I think I'm going to trust him more than just some cockwaffle here on YouTube. You know, it's amazing how many times I get that. The funniest thing is, yesterday was the one where, of course, somebody did it, and it was the person they said was Joe Walsh. Well, if Joe Walsh says it, I'm going to believe him more than I am just some. You know, it's like, yeah. So it's always those people that are going to jump off the bridge because somebody else did. Man, people used to listen to Debbie Gibson, and people used to listen to Milli Vanilli. Gave them a fucking Grammy for not singing a note. Man, it's just because somebody else did it don't mean they're a smart person. You know, I like to use Justin Bieber these days because you know who they are, you younger folks. So yeah, he sells tons and tons of albums. Please, next time that you want to yell at me for anything, say, well, it's because, you know, well, Justin Bieber said it, so I think I'll believe him over you, because I guarantee Justin Bieber has sold millions and bazillions more albums than Joe Walsh has. So he's smarter, right? Come on, people, think of it. So and so used this guitar because there weren't anything better available like there are today. Back in the 70s, people didn't have great guitars to choose from, let alone the 60s or the 50s. It doesn't mean they were extremely smart to go out and pick up that 59 Les Paul. It became something because it was on an album cover with Jimmy Page, who was actually still has the guts of a flippin' Telecaster inside there, and that's what he played inside the studios. But you guys don't care as long as you see that Les Paul on the front of an album cover. That's it. It's that whole you listen with your eyes thing. Just know that the more adjustments you can make, and then whatever guitar feels and sounds amazing for you, again, is the guitar for you until it changes, because it changes all the time. I'm not playing the same guitars I did when I was a kid. I wanted the pointiest damn things I could find back then, and I still do, but I want them with single coils. You know, I went through a million phases, and then I got smarter and smarter, and this whole time I've been coming up with things like the Gibson Corvus and some weird things. Everybody's like, yeah, Scott liked them things, actually. It's like, Scott came along and has been learning his whole life, and I just use myself in third person. Those guitars are worth, you know, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 now. Those things were $500 when I told you to get them. The goofy guitar from Dewey Decibel, it was called the Flip Out, I think it was. It's just a strap body, but the neck was pointing out the wrong end. That was a $200 guitar. Those currently are booked at $1,500. That's what I got for mine just recently. You can't find them, and there's a huge demand for them. I told you, and I told you so. So I do it on a lot of things, and of course when they're like, God, Scott's making money on guitars instead of putting them in the hands of people who would actually use them. What the hell's wrong with that? People do that with everything in the world. God forbid somebody makes some money. Yeah, I'll sell them all, so they will go into the hands of somebody that'll use them. People collect coins, stamps, whatever, and they hand them down. Why your guitar is any different? You know, don't get your panties in a ruffle because I hold on to a guitar and wait till that person dies. Then Merle Haggard dies, and people only seem to care for about 1 week. Then you sell that Merle Haggard guitar for a ton of money that first week, and then it dies down. That's just the way the world works, kids. And last thing is, yeah, just keep those little goofy comments. Well, you know, how come thousands of millions of people use this, but you say that it's so bad? Again, because you're just thinking with your eyes. They might be okay, but there's always going to be better. You know, this one happened to be in a case of something else, but it was musical, and I get that all the time. And so I expect the next one to be, well, I want to die when I'm 27 and choke on my own puke and stuff like because Hendrix did it that way. So I don't want to live to be old. So I'm gonna do like Kurt Cobain or something. And that's when Hendrix tells you how to die, and that's he died like he did. That's how you should die because he knows, and you're just some guy on YouTube. I know that's next. I know that's fucking next. So anyway, yeah, go back and go back. Uh, and watch all the videos again. They have every video I make actually has a lot of legitimacy to them. Stop hating on me. If you don't want to stop hating on me, at least go back and check everything else again. And when I tell you that something's going to go up in value, it's probably going to, because I know trends, again, like anybody, like nobody's business. And they're usually not trends. Once something goes up, it tends to ride out and level off at some point, but I haven't been wrong, kids. Everybody's like, Scott says he thinks that he's the one that made Gibson do this, or somebody else go up in volume. He thinks he's the sole person responsible for this. I am in a lot of ways. I honestly am, and I dig that. I don't take that lightly. I know I have that superpower. And you guys are like, oh, I can't believe he's actually saying it. Yeah, I'm actually saying it. Because there are a lot of people who actually, honestly, won't tell you that they will believe what I'm saying, but they'll go out and get these things because they are fucking awesome. And they deserve to go up. Amazing how when I did the PVT series stuff, it went up, 2 weeks later and was just monster huge. Now you can't get them. You used to be able to get them for $100 all day, and then 2 weeks after my videos, it happens every single time, folks, when I do something like that. It's not coincidence. And I thank the people who go out and buy stuff on my word. I would. Okay, so there I am, being condescending and wishing you happy jacking off. Scott, do you have to cuss like that? No, but I fucking choose to. Well, that just makes you less appealing to a lot of people. Good, I don't want to be friends with those people anyway. So, yeah, jack off a lot. Don't thump your Bible so much. You guys be cool. Play what's great for you, but listen to some people who might help you down the road or help you figure something out. And at least simply listen. That's all I can say. I can't change the world as much as I want to. I'll do it for a couple people, but I'm not changing the entire world. I'm just giving good advice, no matter how I come across. And that's that. I gotta go to a doctor. Once again, keep on wanking, you cock waffles. Later. Bye.